What's going on, my gamers and ballers, and welcome to another episode of Shots Fired. It's your main man, Vince Chang, aka The Energy, and today we got a goodie, because you already know what's going on in the basketball community, okay? If you don't know, we're going to tell you. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in for the past couple of episodes. Our last episode was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much to everybody that's just been loving the show. The guests that we had, having Zaire Carrington, one of my close friends, be on was great. And we got some great other guests that are going to come throughout the year, and people that are doing amazing things back and forth. But shout out to my people on Twitch that's going to be watching this probably a little later. Well, I see people who was first. Sparky said he was first. I don't know, user 302. I know it's a number. Look, if you guys are fighting for first, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. You will get a shout out if you come through. Shout out to Romano. I see y'all coming through. What's going on? My people on YouTube. See a couple people in there. What is good? Now, if you don't know, now you know. This is what's happening. We got a whole bunch of championships happening in different leagues. The NBA Finals is getting insane. You already know who took in the West. Waiting for that East. But, I can't wait to talk about it. Also, we got the Euro League. Woo! Real Madrid was real. That's what's going on. We got a lot more in store for you this episode as well. We got one of the only CEOs that I know who's making such a difference in the basketball community. Lexi Mickens is going to be our special guest. Can't wait to have her on. We're going to start talking about also the FIBA rivalries. That's what happened all over the years. And now this International Basketball Association is so dope. And also the place that we're going for the worldwide court is Lithuania. But also, they hosted the EuroLeague Championships, which is insane. But at every show, we know we have one thing called Talent Overload, in which we get to highlight some baller that's been doing this thing on social media. So before we get anything started, again, shout out to everybody tuning in. Appreciate y'all on TikTok, on YouTube, and also Twitch. But let's get the show started with your main Vince. Here it is, Talent Overload on Shots Fired. All right, we have reached episode 15, and this right here, I'm excited to highlight this man. This man I looked up to since And One mixtape. I got to play him one-on-one. We don't got that video because, I'm skeptical. I don't want people saying that he was busting my butt. But let's look at this guy right now. If you don't know, I'm going to show you who this is. Let me introduce to the one and only Grayson Scott Boucher, a.k.a. The Professor. This man is a YouTube, Instagram, everything sensation. Wearing costumes from plain clothes or being like a Steve Urkel or ball you see right here, being Bugs Bunny. And sometimes he takes a little bit to the next and being a green ET. He's able to do things you've never seen with that basketball. But this guy's skills is definitely out of this world. Watching him do what he does is an art form. He got a lot of stuff from Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate, but then he made it his own. As you can see, this guy also was on the Netflix movie Hustle with his buddy Adam Sandler, who's actually a real baller, by the way, and also Bobby Boucher. So the two Bouchers came together, and he did a great job, making sure every one of those ballers on that set knew how to do some moves that they never seen before. And here's the thing. This man is pushing 40, all right? 38 years old, this man is performing miracles. I give it to you, Grayson. Salute to you. It's starting to say that his dribbling skills are basically unstoppable. He's literally NBA street in real life, and I cannot ever touch the way he can handle that rock and breaking ankles like it's his job. At the same time, he's been working on the dribbling skills since he was a child, okay? Not just when he came out the womb. He was probably in the womb going, all right, just making sure he knows what he does. Now, it was his father who actually got him into basketball at 2 years old. What? And look at this. This man's also so talented when it comes to his comedy skills, basketball skills, and also swag. Not today, Satan. That's true. And I remember that in crossover. I posted on my Instagram because it's true. ball conquers all sometimes. But give us a load. If you believe in him, that's about it. But anyway, today he's considered a street ball legend. All right. Now, I don't know about you. Remember the good old days when it came to And One mixtape? I don't know about you. Do you remember Escalade, the main event, Skip to My Loon, Shane the Dribbling Machine? Those were the people I looked up to. And this guy went on tour being a 5'10", just crazy white boy that no one thought he was going to do anything in the league. That's what I love about this guy. But also, he's coming from a little town in Oregon, which is, who got ballers in Oregon? Got the Ducks, but damn, homie. And now, here's the thing. Born in 1984, pushing 40, still showing young kids how to do the thing. He's taking ankles, embarrassing people who want to be defenders. I got a chance to ball with him. Again, like I said, the video's out there. Look up Vince Chang versus Professor. It's decent, and I did my thing. It was all right. But the professor, I gotta admit, has become a professional and also amazing inspiration on social network. I mean, not only that he shows his dribbling skills, he's also a real inspirational dude. I DM once in a while, and he definitely is about giving thanks to, the man above, but also he's really appreciative of everyone that supports him. Okay. He's not one of them guys that has a big ego. I can tell him that. He's sometimes a shy guy though, but right now he's been out of his box for so long, and it's so insane to see him grow, especially as someone watching from the time that you saw him on a VHS. Now all you gotta do is go to your phone and you got access to him. I mean, and he has no mercy when it comes to the game. I mean, he's played a lot of players who think they can dribble against him, but then also they just get taught a lesson. I mean, that's the reason why they call him the professor. And as Duke Tango says, that's his godson. Shout out to Duke Tango, one of the best MCs to ever do with the N1 mistake. But the professor, I'm gonna try and get you on this show. I mean, who in the chat think they can go one-on-one on the professor? All right, let me know in the comments below after you guys watch this video who can take him. What's up, Salvador? I see you, brother. How you feeling? I see you right now on TikTok. Thank you very much. All right, I see my people there on YouTube. What's good? All right, yeah. So anyway, if you shout out where you are, you'll get a shout out. That's how we do. This is a live show. All right, this is live. So everything is going on right now. Not pre-recorded. We're doing it live. But anyway, we're talking about basketball. Now, that was our talent overload. We got to get to the breaking news, because if you know, you know. There's some things that's going to be happening in the NBA that's a little unexpected, and I think people are very surprised from this final. So without further ado, this is breaking news right here on Shots Fired. Let's check it out. All right, let's get in right now, because as you see, walking out this bus is the one and only LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and you guys should just turn right back around because you went bye-bye, building this man right here, the Joker. Oh my God, the Denver Nuggets have won the Western Finals thanks to Coach Michael Malone, and also that crazy trio between Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and of course the Joker, and waiting for Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler right now is going against the one and only Boston Celtics that has a decent team, with Jason Tatum. And then also we got to talk about the Final Four when it came to EuroLeague, the Greek Olympiacos versus Spain, Real Madrid, but also France, AS Monaco, and also Spain, Barcelona was on the way. Now, LeBron James getting a little featured because after the last game that he has played, he's now hinting that he may retire, which is actually quite interesting because he has been going off about, hey, you know what? I want my son to play. But I see people like John Morant and Steph Curry, they went bye-bye, so is he. And also the MVP was Nikola Jokic. He was averaging a triple-double throughout the entire series, which I know this man thought he could do it. And also, Nikola's such a young dude, like in his 20s. He just balling, having a good time. He got young knees. I mean, he walks like a little wobble, 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 wobble. But this guy knows the game a lot, which is real. But Jimmy Butler, man, I gotta admit, you're up right now 3-1 in the series. And against Jason Tatum, which last night went off with over 30 points going into almost down by 9, which is crazy. And he's proud of that. But the thing is that once you get hot, maybe they might be like the Cavs and the Golden State, and which the Cavs actually did come back when they had, the one and only Kyrie Irving, but we don't know. But Jimmy Butler is the one person that I'm watching because he can take over a squad. Now, Carmelo Anthony's been watching him real hard body because, they're good supporters. And then Carmelo Anthony can also be that man that can be in your ear and be like, this is how you can become a champion. Now, back and forth, I don't know what's in store for LeBron James. I mean, maybe he might retire. Maybe he might become part of FIBA like Carmelo Anthony did and also take that same route of still being part of the game, which I think we all know he is. He's going to have a foundation. He has his schools. But the one thing is that ball is in his blood. Like, he doesn't stop. And he got 2 amazing sons that are going to be successful. But let's go across the pond right there to Lithuania and basically Kazna, which they had the Final Four when it comes to EuroLeague, and it was insane. Greece versus Spain, and it got heated. I mean, when I say it got heated, it got heated. It basically was a nice game going back and forth, basically a shootout. And what I loved about it is that equally matched teams. I mean, but of course, Real Madrid came out on top. I mean, tying in the second half, but then winning by 1 point. I mean, talking about going down to the wire. And we know that there's a lot of European ballers out there that can definitely take that crown. I mean, the one thing I love about this is that there's so much talent all over the place is that you never know where that next LeBron James and Michael Jordan is going to be. Hence, boom, one and only right there, Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's coming from overseas as well. But we got another guy that right now I really want to talk right here, TJ Shorts. I mean, this man's on Bond, one of the shortest players ever, but he has so much power and so much love in the game when it comes to Euro basketball. Check out the EuroLeague when you have a chance. All right, don't just watch the NBA. I know we watch the NCAA as well, but the EuroLeague also has some amazing talent, amazing players that you may not even discover, and also you may have some heritage in those countries and find someone that you can actually relate to. Just saying. Oh man, what's going on? How you guys feeling? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, you guys are great. Yep. But that's what I'm talking about. Like right now, you got the Final Four going on. It's done. Here's the thing, EuroLeague, you got your champion. But we're waiting for who's going to go to the NBA Finals, all right? Is it going to be Denver Nuggets versus Boston Celtics or Denver Nuggets versus Miami Heat? I'm calling it right now. Jimmy's not going to stand for it. He's going to step up. Kyle Lowry has been an amazing, amazing X factor on that team. If they had Tyler Hero, I think they would have shut it down last night. But Bam, you got to be a big man and do your thing. But who else can stay? Because at the end of the day, I'm not a fortune teller, but I do know the game. And I'm telling you, next game, mark my word, 10 shots fired. Right here, what is it? 524, 641. Boom. Heat is going to take it. All right. Let's get to the next episode, next part of this episode, which I'm actually really excited for because we have an amazing, amazing addition to this. All right. We got a great person that's about to come into us. We got to make sure I give her a little text because I don't want her to miss her shot. Oh, Lord. Oh, there she is right there. Okay. Now, we always get a guest when it comes to shots fired, and we have different people from all around the world that are contributing to the community of basketball. If it's playing the game, if it's coaching the game, or in this way, finding open gyms so people like me who live in New York and also in different states can have a place to play, allow us to express ourselves, especially through a game that we love during basketball. But without further ado, this is the guest interview on Shots Fired. Let's check it out. All right. Now, what I want to do is really take a second and give this woman, her queen, her flowers, because she's definitely making a difference. She is CEO of her own nonprofit called Run It Back, and I've done a little research on it, and it's absolutely amazing. The thing about this is that she's able to take something of basketball and basically blow it up to different proportions. She's went a different route instead of going to the WNBA, but also giving back to the basketball community. This right here is Lexi Mickens, and it's got a nice little promo video, so let's check her out. Now, I know a lot of shooters, and right there, that's a shooter right there. How you doing, Lexi? How you feeling?
Hey, Vince. Thanks for having me. Fired. Really excited to be here tonight. And yeah, that video makes me miss basketball so much. Being at the end of my pregnancy, I can't hoop the way I was hooping before, but excited to get back on the court soon.
If you can hoop like that as a pregnant person, you should be the MVP of the WNBA, the NBA, the NBL, the WCT, the hoop, whatever it is, because I already know what it's like to have like bad stomach aches, but you got a whole baby. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
No, I'm excited to be here.
Okay. Now, one of the first questions I always ask all my guests, what is the first memory that you can recall that involved basketball in your life?
Yeah, kind of crazy. At the beginning of the show, you were talking about Anwan, the professor, and I remember actually watching a lot of those tapes. And what people don't know, like this generation here now, is that like they used to sell out parks. You had to get a lanyard to be there. Like it was so difficult to actually get into those parks. And my brother was a big Anwan fan. I mean, the magazines, the tapes, you name it. Yep. So my earliest memory playing basketball actually was just back at home. I have a brother that's 10 years older than me, and we had a chance to play on a Fisher-Price hoop growing up, and it was kind of like that tough love, getting the ball when you can sort of thing. And I was like, oh, I actually like this. So yeah, at home in an apartment in Forest Hills, Queens, which also, I know you mentioned on the show, the Nuggets heading to the finals, and Mike Malone is actually from Queens. So big ups to New York. Yep, the story of Queens. Gotta represent. So yeah, it's nice to see Queens on the map as always.
Man, Queens. My dad is from Queens. My mom is from Brooklyn, so I got both of them in me. But I grew up in South Long Island, so I ain't a hood like that, you know. But talk about parks getting sold out now. When it comes to street ball, that's where we got our bearings. Now you're from New York. Before we get into your nonprofit, which we're going to spend a lot, where do you think are the best parks in New York City today? Because back in the day it was one thing. What do you think about today? And then once we talk about today, then we'll go back in the day and see how it was before.
Yeah, I don't know. So see, I've been out of New York since the pandemic, so it's been some
Ah,
time, 2020. But
mhm,
I would say like any park that has a league is generally one of the top parks to play in
yeah,
terms of pickup, right? So
gotcha.
you have the West Fourth court, you have the mini West Fourth court, which I know they installed like pickleball courts at a few
Yeah.
blocks down towards Thompson Street.
Mhm,
Outside of that, you have Rucker, Dykeman. I think any of those parks are
mm,
great parks. I mean,
mm,
talk about New York basketball overall. The thing that sets our city apart is the New York City Parks Department. Like the fact that
facts.
there are so many parks that you can
Mm,
play hoops at, outdoors, in the
mm,
sun, you name it,
yeah.
is really something you don't get in many different states and cities. So it's something I desperately miss about New York, and something that's always just so great to see coming home and seeing the next generation pick up a ball and hoop. So.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's over 1,500 parks. I think I read that before. I know it's over 1,200 for sure. And
Yeah.
the thing about that is that growing up, me and you, I think about the same age. We 80s babies. Going to the park back in the day was so much fun because no matter what time of day it was always packed. This generation has no idea what that feels like. Nikola Jokic was talking about. The Joker was like, I remember I used to go to the park in my country and I couldn't really play because only like three people or six people, so you do 3-on-3. But New York would be like, you had to have nets. And now
Yeah.
we don't have that anymore, which is horrible.
No, no, it's really hard, especially like the digital age too.
Mhm,
Like every 2K now instead of playing at the park, but
mhm,
play at the park, man. Bring your game, not
mhm.
your name.
Yep. Oh, boom. See, man, she rhyming too. Like, man, I know you like a Nas fan. I know you be in there in New York with the BS. Okay, cool. But that's why I was going to get into running back. It's your organization that exists to allow individuals to foster a network of professionals that can help them get to the next phase of their academic career and professional career. But also, you help getting open runs for basketball as well, which is actually a beautiful mending because I always talk about, guys and girls that go to the quote unquote NBA or go to NCAA and play in such high level. But then after basketball, what more can you do? What was the inspiration to start this nonprofit organization?
Yeah, being completely honest, I was a D1 walk-on, so I was being selfish back in New York City. I needed some extra hoops, and I wasn't settling for the LA Fitness runs that maybe I get on the court, maybe I don't get on the court, and
Yeah,
I just didn't want to be one female amongst 10 guys. Like
yeah,
that was my high school journey. We didn't have a
mm,
female basketball team, so I was on the boys varsity team. I'm like, I need more
mm,
basketball, but I need organized, structured basketball where
yeah.
if I'm playing under the whistle, people aren't looking at me like, what was that?
Exactly. Yeah,
So
facts.
back in college, like, who do I know? And we just started out with like a guest list, so to speak, like,
Mhm,
oh, send so and so the address, let them come. I think that's the thing too now. Everyone, you need to protect yourself, right? We
yeah,
live in a world where anything can happen at any time nowadays. So
facts.
while we do host open runs that are completely for free and
Mm,
accessible to anyone and everyone, we
yeah,
do want to make sure that our are protected for our community members because
mm,
safety is the most important thing for our organization. So
yes.
we do only invite about 20 to 25 folks, but you still get
Okay.
a great competition in. But
Mm,
yeah, I just think unfortunately co-ed sports isn't
yeah.
vocalized enough in basketball. And
Mhm,
unfortunately, for some reason, there's such a clash of like, oh, men aren't supporting women's sports or
yep.
women aren't supporting men's sports. And I don't think
Mm,
that's true. I think a lot of times it's just the media kind of ramping it up in different situations. And I
mm.
mean, it depends, right? You do have those comments on social media and stuff, but social media.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times these communities can coexist, and it's just
Yes.
about everyone feeling safe in terms
Mm,
of the community that they're joining. So we offer free co-ed basketball runs for not only adults 18 plus, but also student athletes ages 12 through 18.
nice.
Something I suffered with playing on an AAU circuit and playing at a private school league.
Mm,
You're not playing against everyone that you can be playing against in your
no.
neighborhood. And
Mm,
just because of a talent pool, which is
yeah.
so BS because you go to college and you're playing in a league and you're meeting all the same people and you're like, why didn't I get a hoop with you when I was younger? And it's because of that
Facts.
talent circuit. So
Mhm,
but yeah, we're in 13 different states. We have over 1,700 community members, and
mm,
there's no prerequisite to join. So we don't
right.
care if you're 18, 45, 62. We
Mhm.
don't care if you played college hoops before or haven't touched a ball since high school. We want to just offer a free place for individuals to play in an
Mm.
indoor court, have a safe environment, and meet people that can genuinely change your life for the better.
That's awesome. Now, Sasha, bring up Running Back Instagram page. I want everybody to see it. But as you see, like you said 13. So it's Cali, Wyoming, Utah, New Mexico, Wisconsin, Indiana, Louisiana, Florida, South Carolina, Virginia, New York, and New Jersey. I think I got them all.
Something like that. Yeah. Here's a map on there too. We're expanding to Vegas.
Ooh, I definitely want to get to Vegas. That's
huge opportunity there that we're really excited about. Bringing hoops to the biggest basketball culture moments, and having individuals that may not have access to the actual game or the festivities that are being hosted by the league, offering them a free opportunity. So it's a really fun time. You get professional photos and videos as if you're playing in college to commemorate the opportunity and keep the hype alive. But then you also get an opportunity to be a part of our network, and you'll see some testimonials on there, but we offer free professional development. So what that means, especially being in the job market now, we connect you with a local professional that works in corporate America that can give you honest resume reviews or feedbacks in terms of mock interviews, behavioral style interviews. And people always ask, why do we offer this? And a lot of times our community members come from under-resourced communities, and a mock interview or resume review by a professional you find on social media can cost anywhere from $200 to $350. And it's like, why not be able to connect with someone that can directly impact your career trajectory in the same city that you're in? So that's something that's really cool. And then in terms of our student athletes that we help, we have a curated curriculum focused on time management, persuasiveness, critical thinking, pitching yourself as a student athlete. There's so many life skills that unfortunately aren't taught in school, and your athletic director maybe just can't speak to when growing up. So making sure our student athletes are stars both on the court and off the court. And our curriculum has helped many student athletes get Division I scholarships. So we're just really excited and happy to be able to impact the game on many levels and help as many people as we can.
You're the epitome of paying it forward. And also you went to Wagner College as well. And being a walk-on, I was a walk-on at Division II. That's extra hard work because you never really win. And I want you to talk about it because I know in my personal experience, you had to play harder to impress the coach so you can play. But then if you played harder to the players that got scholarships, they get mad at you because you're not supposed to be here. So what was your experience not playing for the first time for a female coach and amongst other females when it came to the game we went to Division I?
Yeah, it was kind of all those things. Unfortunately, NIL wasn't what it is now, right? So I literally slipped a letter underneath the coach's door because I was like, I want to play for you. I heard about you. Give me a shot. She was like, I don't see you in my vision. I was like, but I see you in mine. So what can we make happen? And I walked on, didn't get a lick of playing time. I'm going to keep it 100 here. Don't want anyone searching my name and being like, I can't see film. There isn't any film. But it was more so just making my D1 dreams come true. And now when I tell kids, I'm like, it's not really about where you play. I mean, academically, I always think and that's why I'm so grateful for Wagner. Academically, I had a full academic ride. So thankfully, due to academics carrying me through, that was really big. And being on a Division I team, your GPA is really.
Yep. Key on that. Oh, I think we got a little froze. Oh, there we go. You back.
Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. Just internet. That's right. We fine.
Okay, awesome. So making sure you had a high GPA and controlling what you can control. But to your point, I mean, especially schools now, like you were showing film of FIBA rivalries, like schools outsource their recruiting to overseas all the time. I had teammates that were from Switzerland, New Zealand, Australia. I mean, just really talented folks. And it was hard. There were days where I'd kill at practice, days where I was no one at practice, but I think what's really cool is like the relationships I built and also knowing that I was able to do what I wanted to do and set out to do. I think now women in sports are so privileged because there's so many people wanting to be of help and be a liaison between their next step in athletics. So I think that's something that we definitely didn't have then, but I would cry.
Yep. Ooh, we got some internet connection. What? No, it's all right. But Madison Square Garden, which is insane, and the production team. Actually, I have a couple questions about that. But as you said right there, going to Division I college, even as a walk-on, is an experience because you're still part of the team. And I'm pretty sure you made some relationships, with different teammates. Like my cousin, he was a walk-on at Kansas. I mean, again, defending national champions and everything like that a couple of years back. So it's just that whole thing about being around top caliber players, top caliber coaches, and being on a fantastic campus.
Mm-hmm.
But back to what you're about to say, Madison Square Garden, you've done some things at Square Garden. I think I saw you chilled with Adam Silver for a little bit. What was like meeting the commissioner of the NBA?
Yeah, the commissioner is great. Big advocate for women's sports. I mean, those are the people we need in terms of pushing the game forward. So how he keeps such a level head with everything going on, God bless, and big shout out to the Players Association on both the NBA and WNBA side, because definitely a hard job. But yeah, I had an opportunity to work for them right out of high school, actually, starting on their community affairs team. And so working some clinics, some street team community events. And then I had a chance to work game night for event production. So anything you see on the court that wasn't the players actually playing. So the contest, the t-shirt toss, the celebrity live shots, it was really cool to just see the behind the scenes and be a part of a game and just make sure fans are having fun regardless from where they come from in terms of seeing the Knicks. Because Madison Square Garden is kind of like the Broadway of basketball, right? Or that's what we compare ourselves to.
It's the Mecca. It's the Mecca. Yeah. What do you expect?
Making sure the show goes on, it.
No, and that's also you got to meet Cheryl Swoops, again, historical when it comes to women's basketball. And the funny thing is when we stand on the, the shoulders of giants, meeting Cheryl Swoops, also meeting Kelsey Plum, how do you see the trajectory of women's basketball, especially after this year's women's NCAA finals? Where do you see it going from now on?
Yeah, I honestly can't even put my finger on it because I just think the expectations are so out of this world. Like there is endless opportunity for women's sports, and especially the front runners that we have, like the Kelsey Plums of the world. I mean, and also just our college athletics. Like it's amazing to see what these programs are doing. It's amazing to see even the transfer portal be as popular as it is. I mean, back in our day, it was like, you're transferring, good luck. You can get your transcripts and maybe find somewhere else. But it's just beautiful to see women have so many options, and now especially in the W. And so I personally would love to see league expansion. I know it's a hot topic this year, so hopefully viewership. I know viewership, I believe, went up over 100% for opening weekend. Just put out a report. So I just, I'm excited for WNBA All-Star. If you're in Las Vegas, want to come hoop, make sure to follow Run It Back. We definitely have a place for you on our team. I think brands need to jump in on the WNBA and women's athletics now more than ever, and I'm excited to see what that means.
The funny thing is, I've had this conversation. We had the shots fired, and it got really heated because, we like to shoot shots. And I said, I don't know how many, and this is some perfume and makeup brands support the NBA and that kind of sponsorships. I didn't do that deep dive, but I said, I don't know why more aren't there. And someone said, well, are you just saying it because they're women? Yes. Okay. Women use those products. So shouldn't that product be sponsored by women who have a huge platform? So I never really got that.
Yeah, I think that, and also like we're on shots fired, but what was I gonna say? Fertility brands. Our mothers, like we're parents, like there's more women this year in the league that are on parental paid maternity leave than ever before. And it's women that are young in their careers, and women in sports deal with the same, I guess, how do I say this? They deal with the same situations that women in corporate in terms of choosing between your career or bearing children. And so I think it's a conversation that needs to be brought up. So makeup brands, fertility brands, like, clinics, there's so many opportunities in terms of investing in our women and giving them the platform to also share knowledge to the youth that are watching them. So I hope this is something that we can change. Yeah.
I mean, and definitely go that you're about to be a mom yourself. The baby is due at any moment. I mean, Candace Parker talks about all the time that she was like, no, my daughter came first. Like, I don't care about anything. My daughter comes first. That's it. The game is a game, but I want to be a mom. And that's a perfect message. I did. Like, why aren't they reaching out to the NBA? And of course, with the NCAA women's basketball, they're in college. The next couple of years, women are making decisions. Again, I'm not a woman, but I know I'm the opposite side because I'm the man. If they're going to do a career or start a family, hey, look, viewership's going to go up. If it's about the money, I'm telling you, you'll get the money. Women are going to support this, but just sign
Mhm.
that check so they can get better gear and all the other stuff. I'm really excited to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things that play into it. Even the WNBA during COVID, like access to childcare, like
Yep.
it's just so many things. And I'm really excited because I know once my daughter's here, we can hopefully have some of these conversations.
Mm-hmm. Definitely have those conversations.
Oh no,
No, it's still here. This is a great thing about technology. Mm-hmm.
basketball mom and what that means, but also making sure that we're constantly advocating because even if you're not carrying a child, you're still a mom, right?
Yes.
Like, look at Breonna Stewart coming back on the court. She didn't carry her children, still a mom that's powerful in every sense of the word and does tremendous things for the league. Had her opening night, but constantly is advocating for her family. I mean, her newest shoe is, I believe, named after her first daughter, the Rubies. So, I mean, like, yeah, women are so powerful and so strong, and they're raising young women too, their next generation. So, I mean, what a better story to tell, right?
This is beautiful. And I see how passionate you are when it comes to this, and helping out definitely when it comes to women basketball players, also giving back to the community in them 13 different states that you're spreading over. Vegas is right around the corner. This has been awesome. You actually educated me on some other things that I didn't really know. And the one thing is that we do have to push more for women's sports. Women's basketball, people don't watch because it doesn't have the high flying dunks, whatever. But guess what? Now we got Brittany Griner back. She can dunk on people. We have
the highlights.
Yeah,
we have the highlights, and the average person can't stand a chance. I mean, we've seen tapes of Enrique, right? Like, don't come for the WNBA. Support the WNBA.
They got ballers. But again, please, everyone, follow Run It Back right here. I also wanted to do this because any person that comes on the show, you're supporting me to come on the show, and this is your time, and time is money. But I will also do this to support you. Sasha, if you can bring it up, I actually went to your website, and I found out you have some gear. So
yes, thank you for ordering a hoodie. I was actually going to talk to you about that.
So I was able to get one of the hoodies. I don't know if it's going to run small or big, but as you see, the confirmation is right there.
Yeah, we run true to size. Come on now.
I'm trying to work out and stuff like that. But everyone, go to Run It Back on .com. It's runitback.com or werunitback.com.
Yeah, it's werunitback.com.org. You can use both. Yeah.
Yep. So definitely, and support to get the gear looks dope. You got some old school, t-shirts there that look fire. But I'm a hoodie man, as you see. I love hoodies, and I'll always support you. And thank you so much for your time. If you don't mind, I have two more questions. One, you're from New York, all right? So what is better in New York? A New York pizza, a New York hot dog, or chicken and rice?
How are bagels not a part of this conversation? This is wild. I think we need to reevaluate that question. Wow. Chicken and rice, bagels. How? Have you had a twist ever? Have you had a twist?
What's a twist?
It's basically a bagel that they shape to look like a pretzel, kind of. It's just a lot of extra bread, but they only make them in New York. But bagels and pizza are definitely my top, overall everything else. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe bagels were not in that conversation.
Bagels was so you were ready for this question. You're like,
yeah.
Bagels.
I think about New York City bagels all the time.
Do you need me to ship some where you are? We're not gonna disclose where your location is.
People actually do ship bagels. You can ship. It's because of the water, apparently.
Oh yeah, they did say that the study of the water we have in New York makes us have the best bagels because we got fluoride and chlorine and xylitol.
You know that dirty water makes a good bagel. So
what? That's I love this. But then also before we go, I also want to ask again. You got to meet so many amazing female basketball players, and you said we did watch N1. Who was your inspiration when it came to female professional WNBA players that you followed and studied and tried to replicate your game? Because you're a shooter, but I don't know who was your inspiration.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm a shooter just because my ball handling wasn't the greatest and I wasn't too quick. So I was watching Sue Bird a lot.
Oh, gotcha.
And a full circle moment for me was when I took my mentee to the WNBA draft. I think 2019, and she met Sue Bird, and she's like a true point guard and set records for her high school. And so seeing that in front of my eyes, I was just like, oh man, this is so cool. Yeah, definitely had to wipe some tears. But Yeah, Sue Bird, Long Island native too, right?
Yes,
Like, come
yeah,
on now. So, yeah,
you represent New York hard. Like New York is in your blood. Like I don't
really
mention
is.
bagels. You're ready to come through the screen and go, yo, hey man, don't forget about the bagels. Don't forget about Michael. Don't forget about Sue. You know, this is New York.
Yeah,
Thank you again. I know again, congratulations on the baby and also
thank
to
you.
your amazing family to be. And all I actually say your name and this is shots fired, and then we can go.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And Sasha, I have a hoodie for you too. So don't worry, we can get a 2-for-1 special and we ship internationally. My name's Lexi Mickens, and this is Shots Fired. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. This was awesome. I'll talk to you soon and good luck with everything.
Bye.
Oh my God. Lexi Mickens is one of a kind. I need to have this young lady back on the show as soon as possible. That was awesome. Okay. Now, like we talked about the WNBA, we talked about how women's basketball needs to get more supported. And why aren't these women? I never thought about women fertility companies endorsing into the WNBA. That to me would be insane. That would help us so much. And I mean by us is that the community of basketball of getting women's basketball on the map, like get on another spot. But anyway, let me go right here to TikTok. Appreciate you guys right now still supporting. All right, let's see my people on YouTube. We're going back and forth on this. All right, cool, we're straight. But yeah, that was great. Shout out to Lexi Mickens. And Sasha, this man's gonna get some gear. I'm gonna hit her up and get it. I got 5 minutes. My man's happy. He's like, yeah, I want one. Yeah, I want one. Let's get one of those hoodies. I'm gonna get your information in a second, send it to her. But all right, so anyway, we're gonna keep it going. This next segment right now, we are on Twitch, so we also got to talk about the one and only game that's been going crazy because it's actually a professional league, if you don't know, all around America, in which kids are getting millions of dollars and being pro gamers. You don't gotta be on the court, but you gotta be good with the sticks. So right now, this is NBA 2K. Fun shots fired. I feel like I'm a giant, but I'm 5'8". I feel more defiant when y'all hate. All right, what we're going to do right now is just watch some couple of dope players right now having some fun with NBA 2K. And I got some news I want to tell everybody. But right now, let's do this right now. As you can see, you got people who use Steph Curry and also like to create their own players. And when you make your own player, you can do whatever you want in NBA 2K. The different archetypes are amazing. And realizing that how real it's getting. I wish we had a video. Like, even right now, when you watch on the Grizzlies, Ja Morant is suspended on the bench. That's how real it can get. But this is when some of these players just have too much fun. You know, taking off certain restrictions that allow you to play like NBA Street. But then as you can see, have Goku doing a jump step floaty and having Naruto versus Michael Jordan. That's what I love about NBA 2K. The creativity is amazing. But also, I want to announce that everything is going great when it comes to the esports world. Certain things are going to be transpiring in the next couple of weeks, in which I did sign some stuff that I can't really disclose. But esports is growing. That's all I have to say. If you are a person that loves the game, but also loves basketball in the video game realm, start looking out for leagues. Also, just like Lexi Mix was talking about how running back gives an open space for people to have a great time doing open runs as a safe with 20 people. Same thing is that they're trying to get scholarships and get to the next level in their game. Now, if you're a gamer and you love NBA 2K, look at different colleges. There are colleges right now giving scholarships, esports scholarships to certain kids to go to school and play video games, which is blowing my mind. Like, I never had that growing up. I don't know about y'all, but that to me was like unheard of. The first thing my mom would say is get off that game because you ain't gonna go nowhere with that. And now people have a chance to go somewhere with that. So definitely look it up. And like I said, there's a NBA 2K professional league in America, in which there's teams from all over the country that representing like the New York Knicks, the Pelicans, and they're having a great time just being absolutely fantastic ballers. I mean, I'm gonna make sure I get all the names right. Pro League, because I don't want to take anybody out, and they get some good salary too. I mean, look, not only do they got like kids that are just coming up from wherever, I mean, the league is amazing, and they have a draft and everything. So right now, so you got like the 76ers GC, then you also have, what else? Come on, you gotta load up for me, baby. There we go. Now. Gotcha. Yeah, like the LA Gamers and the Grizz Gaming, Jazz Gaming, Pacers Gaming, like they all got some dope professional teams, and they're really making some bread. I mean, if I remember the average salary, let's see, is around, let's see, rookie ball they get about like $7,500. I mean, probably per award, but you get $2.5 million in prizes. That's crazy, man. They average about $55,000 a year. That's a legit salary, my guy. $55,000. That's pretty good. That's basically working like $26 an hour. Which again, that's like a normal thing. So NBA 2K can get to different places and also can get you around the world. There's so many tournaments in Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, China, Europe that you can look up and actually take your game to the next level. You just got to put the work in and find these different outlets. And they're growing every 5 seconds. So it's hard that they have just one, because we know about the NBA 2 League in America, but there's so many other ones just coming up everywhere when it comes to Europe and also in Asia. So just get on that. It's the thing. And look, and also with social media, get your skills out there. If you get those skills out there, you never know what can happen, all right? You never know who's watching, and you never know who you're balling. But that's what I want to talk about with this NBA 2K segment, because the one thing is that I'm so proud that I was part of a generation that knew the difference of like playing video games and going outside. Now, granted, then we had the thing of everybody just staying inside, and I'm like, but now they're taking advantage of it. Now I can't get mad at it. They're staying inside and also making a living and staying out of trouble. That's the one thing I want to get at. And also, you learn quote unquote social networking skills in a tiny way, because it's basically just all on the headphone. But yeah, that's what I want to shout about NBA 2K. And I'm just giving this 4 or 5 minutes. Esports is going to get bigger. That's again, I'm not no first control, but I'm just saying, stay tuned with that. Esports is going to get bigger. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to get in trouble. But the one thing is, just look out for esports. It's going to be fun. All right. We got 2 more seconds here on Shots Fired. Hey, yo, what's going on? Let's go to Elite. Having a 5-point line is insane. Yeah, that's, I don't know why they have a 5-point line, but it would be cool if they would do it. Yo, my man Elite, I love this guy. Yo, he's a 3x3 fan. He always comes to the show. I love that he supports. Thank you so much. I got my people on TikTok, just having a little bit of fun. All right, cool. So we got 2 more sections for you. Next segment, as you know, is a FIBA story. And as you know, with the EuroLeague, it just realized that the Real Madrid is the best team. But there's some other rivalries that we didn't know about. So let's check it out. FIBA story and Shots Fired. All right, so check this out right now. Let's put the video, because we're going to go right into it. I love competition. And these stories of the Final Four, it made me want to look back on the 4 biggest oppositions in history of FIBA basketball. I mean, we're going to start with the USRR versus USA in the 1986 World Cup. And the 1986 FIBA World Cup was held for the first time in Western Europe. And the USA ended a 32-year wait by winning the first world title back in 1954 ahead of USRR and Yugoslavia. The final was a rematch of 1982 final, which with the USA and USA were fighting for the second time in a row for the prestigious trophy. The podium was placed were occupied by the USA, the USR, and also, Yugoslavia. And the trio finished second consecutive time, first in 3 places. All right. Now, in FIBA edition, it was the first time ever played with a 3-point shooting line, which is crazy. Now, also, Yugoslavia versus Lithuania, Eurobasketball 1955 final. To this day, this game remains one of the craziest we ever seen from its comeback from the international scene after being banned from the competition following the Civil War. Yugoslavia, without Croatia, came back more revengeful than ever with an incredible talented Sasha Dirojevic, Parag Delizovic, Vlad Divac, Sarko Pasival, Zitko Rabaka, and very young Dejan Boriroga. Crazy. I don't know how I can say those. In the final against the amazing Lithuania, when it has Rividas Sabonis, Soris Marikolionis, Rimas Kotitiadis, and Artudis Kardinovas. Oh my goodness, which is crazy, which is insane, which I love about FIBA. Now, another one is that Germany versus Spain. Now, this was a crazy time, because this is one for the Dirk Nowitzki fans. I mean, seeing their idol taking down the mighty Spain in 2005 Euro basketball final with that clutch game where the heroic 27 points performance must have been an incredible feeling. And he was on the Mavs at the same time, and also was the MVP from the FIBA Cup in 2005 and the 2006 season, 2005-2006 season. It was the first NBA Finals for, the Mavs to the Heat, which was crazy. But then, the Heat took it with Wade versus Shaq, which was insane. But yeah, the French fans were seeing Spain lost after the 4 major tournament is obviously near bad. But moreover, it's one of the things that we can always look at history and go, yeah, that actually happened. Now, Dirk Nowitzki, I have to admit, was one of my top players. I mean, talk about one of the big three with Nash, Finley, but Nowitzki was averaging 26 points. It's great. Anyway, now to France versus Spain, Eurobasket 2013. In 2013, the two nations met in the semifinals of the Eurobasketball. And then the last two men to meet in France and Spain has not gone very well. They basically were coming to blows. They're mad at each other. After the first half failure, we see France losing again to the Spanish giant. And Spain did have the Utah Jazz, Ricky Rubio we saw before, and also the Grizzlies' Marc Gasol. But it was not having the count of the Hall of Famer of Tony Parker, as you see. I mean, his mythical speech that was said that was in the locker room would mobilize his troops from his 32 points on the court, allowing the French team to overturn La Roja. The crazy second half quality of France for the Eurobasketball final, beating Lithuania 80-66 and won its first international title in history. I mean, USA versus USR was crazy. Yugoslavia, Lithuania. Then we had Germany versus Spain, and then France versus Spain. Spain, you make a lot of enemies, man. A lot of enemies. I mean, right now you got Barcelona and Real Madrid in the Final Four in the Eurobasketball. Woo! Spanish got some ballers. All right. The 5 point. I'm so laughing at that. All right, cool. We're going to end the show with one of my favorite segments. I get to learn something from around the world. And the place that we're going is Lithuania. But this right here is Worldwide Court on Shots Fired. Let's check it out. All right, let's get it going on. We're going right into it. Following the Real Madrid's thrilling victory over the Olympiacos, we are going now to Lithuania. Svetki! That's where I learned that, okay? And now Olympiacos are your league crowned champions, but I think it makes sense as Lithuania was the location where the EuroLeague Final Four and the finals took place. And Kaunas, to be exact. Now, did you know that Lithuania has a population in less than 3 million and it's European powerhouse of basketball, which is crazy. I mean, think about it. New York has about 8 million. They have about 3 million, which is insane. But believe me, it's true. I mean, even the one that sits higher than Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece, they're 8th ranked, which is insane, all right? Now, the countries have even made his mark in the NBA with Arvydas Sabonis, which is believed to be the greatest Lithuanian player ever, with his Sabonis right now, Sabonis' son, to play on the Kings, and he's doing great. 3-time All-Star, and also won the Kings Sacramento with the phenomenal year. Also, Jonas Valanciunas, with also a Lithuanian player, is currently featured stateside. Yes, they are very well represented. It's great. Now, the country's men's national team has enjoyed success throughout the history, being in the last team to win the Eurobasketball tournaments prior to World War II in 1937 and 1939. The 1939 team was led by Frank Lubin, who's considered the grandfather of Lithuanian basketball, which is insane. And as we helped popularize the sport, and he definitely made it a lot more popular, Lithuania won the Eurobasketball again in 2003 and enjoyed second place finishes in 2013 and in 15. In the FIBA World Cup, their best finish was third in 2010. And in the Olympics, the team has also finished third on 3 occasions, 1992, 1996, and 2000. Even in the following 2 games, they finished 4th on both instances. Again, super impressive for a nation with such a small population, 2.8 million. I can't even comprehend that. Competing against powerhouses that basically have been all over the world. I mean, at the end of the day, Lithuania has produced fantastic basketball players, and also I love their jerseys. The green and gold is definitely done. Reminds me of the Oregon Ducks, but I want to get one of the jerseys my darn self. But they played against almost every team around the world with so much heart and prestige. It's insane. And again, producing NBA players from this very small country is something not to sneeze at. I mean, you got to think about how the competition goes. Nikola Jokic was telling about he didn't have a lot of different players to play against on the court, but you got to find someone to give you some kind of competition. And Lithuanians has a fan base. I mean, they have so much pride and they always support their boys when it comes to the game. I mean, again, going against powerhouses like the USA, France, Australia, and then France at the time, by the way, was actually really, really powerful, but they know exactly what to do to win. Now, there you have it. There's some quick facts about Lithuania and its basketball success. It's pretty impressive, and I gotta admit, now I want to go to Lithuania. I gotta learn Svetki and also cheers in Lithuanian. Woo! That was a good show. I had a good time on the show. We didn't have many. We got some likes on TikTok. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We had a couple people coming in on, Twitch. I appreciate you. But I mean, as long as I got you, Scotty Elite, I'm good. They're tough to beat in general. Facts. They're because also what I think, and when it comes to Lithuania, they have a crazy basketball IQ. I mean, they're just built like brick houses, but they know how to move and maneuver the game, which I love seeing it, and I love smart basketball. Also, real quick, Elite, since I got you in the chat, who do you have taking the NBA Finals? We already know the Nuggets are going. Who's winning from Boston and Miami Heat? Who's winning? Let me see you in the chat. All right, Elite, I know you can hear me because I personally have the Heat. I think Jimmy, playoff Jimmy is going to show out. Kevin Love, even though he's basically salt and pepper, he's still playing pretty good. And Kyle Lowry is always that backup and that amazing point guard, but just in case he's another option. But who do you think is going to take it? Anybody in the chat, who do you think is going to take it? What's up? Do I like LeBron James? I do like LeBron James. I don't think he's the best player in the world per se. I think people are really not taking into consideration that Kobe Bryant is still better than LeBron James. But hey, rest in peace to the Mamba. Jimmy Buckets. All right, we're going to Heat. But I'm going for Jimmy Buckets to get a ring. Don't think he could take on Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic. I don't think he'd take on that three. I don't think he can. But yeah, LeBron James is dope. I gotta admit you. You just got the king. That's it. I see you on TikTok. I see you, baby. But yeah, Jimmy Buckets is taking it. Look, you guys saw some great things. Shout out, to Professor. We got your nice little town overload. I actually got one of his gear. I should have wore that. I got to wear that for another episode. Give it up also to what's going on in the NBA Finals. Please stay tuned. It's great. Congratulations to Real Madrid taking the EuroLeague. Awesome. Give it up for Lexi Mickens, CEO of Running Back. If you're looking for a pickup game, look up werunningback.com on any different social media platform, and they'll find a pickup game. Also, they have great, mentorships and inspirational, workshops that can help ballers go past just the game of basketball. And again, esports, something big is happening. Just keep your ear to the ground. Something's happening. And also, Ravi's FIBA was dope, and in all Lithuania, I appreciate you being a part of the game of basketball. Anyway, Sasha, I'm going to get your information so we get you a hoodie, 2-for-1 hoodie. And also, I'm your man, Vince Chang. Shout out to my homie, Mr. Elite, coming to the show. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned on exactly which day. Maybe I can find that day for you right now so we can know what's going on. Here we go. There we go. Because I think we have a dope guest that we're going to have. It's a great thing when we have live. Yep. Yeah, we got Gary Forbes, and that's going to be on the 31st. All right. So we're going to be back live next Wednesday. All right. I'm going to be traveling for a little bit. But anyway, y'all been awesome. This is Shots Fired with your man, Vince Chang. See you guys next week, the 31st. Peace.